That's you.
I'm Nicole Karkic. I've been here for almost 10 years on a variety of different shows. I was on the evening show for many years, then I moved to the morning show, and I became a meteorologist while working at the Weather Network. So I did go back to school while still working. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We both did the same program, so we'll talk about that soon. But I love it here. I have a lot of fun in the morning, except for the lack of sleep. So, yeah, that's me.
Makeup does wonders for all of us. Yes. Right?
Yes.
Getting up at, what time does your alarm go off?
Caffeine. 2:25. My alarm clock goes off. If I'm not,
Okay, so
if
someone
I'm
wants
not
to be a
up,
meteorologist, do they have to?
if I'm not at the bed at 2:40, I am late.
Really?
Like I'm running behind.
So
I'm
our
not.
alarm goes off, or mine goes off at 4, and I feel like I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a sleep in.
It is a bit of a sleep
Sounds
in.
lovely.
Nicole,
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's change.
time right there.
Yes.
So what was that? Then what was that like?
So for me, I decided at a really young age that I wanted to do meteorology. My dad taught me how to read weather radar when I was about, I think I was about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
So Jacqueline and I both went to, and
Chris, we're all the same.
went to Mississippi State University, which is in the U.S. So everyone's like, how did you go to school in the U.S. and still work? Well, it's an online program. It's 3 years.
3 semesters per year.
Yes, so it never stops.
Right.
Right.
You go right through the whole year. There's no breaks, no big breaks. And in the U.S., they start their fall term before Labor Day.
Yeah.
That I was always like, what about Labor Day? So it was 3 years, but the great thing was you could still work.
Right.
Because you would watch these online lectures, you would submit tests online. It was...
You had homework.
Yeah,
You
homework.
had to submit.
It was
all
very vigorous. It just was the 3 years of just weather to get a broadcast meteorology certificate. So we are allowed to be broadcasters for TV, print, and radio.
Honest, like some of them are
But
like,
that they're not hard.
yeah, it's like, oh, you're taking online for basket weaving or
It
whatever.
it was
No.
harder.
It actually was
You
hard.
couldn't like put your hand
Right.
up and ask a question
Right.
while they were.
And
so
there
what
were
were some of the toughest?
thermodynamics,
Yeah, toughest programs for you
synoptic
guys.
meteorology,
Synoptic,
you know, severe weather.
So my life
Me
when
too.
it came back and it
Yeah.
was over 80. It got like
Can I
82.
tell you my story?
And I was
So-
like,
yes, yes. You go for dinner? Did you celebrate?
we went for dinner.
So
champagne.
Doug Gillum, of course, was one of our teachers.
Was there any weather event?
Well, what's
that you really
interesting
remember?
is that I used to work at SCORE, which is Sports Network, and then I left there and started school at Seneca, which was just a summer institute of broadcast journalism. We did weather, we did sports, we did news, we did everything. So I had like a very slanted weather demo.
Yeah,
did
for sure,
like the coverage of the storm. And so from there, it just was like faith kind of taking me into weather
Interesting.
in this interesting way.
That's so.
And when we're up at the cottage, we're on an island,
Right.
So there are crazy weather systems that come through there. Like times where we're in the cottage and we can't see the boat at the dock because the winds are just whipping the rain so
Right.
hard. We're like, is the boat there?
Yeah.
It's just
might not be.
it's nuts. It's crazy.
I think I
Yeah.
feel like anyone that lives along the water is probably somewhat of a bit of a weather nerd, right?
Sure.
Because you can just sick of the winter.
Well, Dr. Doug's
June
not here.
1st.
Yeah, you're safe by July. I spoke to Dr. Doug actually this morning. We were looking at one of the models called the CFS, the Climate Forecasting System model, which is GFS related. We learned
What's that?
for any weather nerds out there.
Long
the
range?
CFS is kind of derived from the GFS.
Yes.
But anyway, it looks like early April now is when, according to Doug this morning, it's finally going to make that shift. I mean, and he reminded me, and I guess I'll remind all of you, it is a transitional season.
Big time.
So, you know, it's normal to have this back and forth. I think everybody's like, I'm done with winter. Where's the 12 degree days for a week straight? But that's not necessarily how it works. And
They're good
Yeah.
too, but I love dogs.
Yeah,
Nicole, what about you? Anything?
Well, I used to act
yeah.
because I trained in theater,
Yeah.
and so my performance and then my love of science and math, which I loved in high school, it kind of all blends together for this job. But
I feel like you could do like TED Talks.
my dream was to be a soap actor.
You
I
could
wanted
take
to
on
be
like
I
some
wanted to be a
science
soap
ones.
star. I really did because I liked the idea of having a steady job.
Right.
It was like
Never too late.
super cheesy acting, you know, like it didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
So
It's never too late.
it's such a hard industry.
We have one question here.
We don't wanna
Sarah
lose it.
Page